Are you one of those people that have a habit? Are you one of those people that have a habit? Are you one of those people that have a ritual, a repetitive ritual? Yeah, I think you are. Or you might know somebody that it is. Well, I'm making fun, but the truth is, it's caused by these little buggers behind me, by trapped emotions. There's something that happened in your past, either before you were born, while you were in your mother's womb, or afterwards, that's causing you to have this repetitive, to have this repetitive, to have this repetitive ritual. So today, the bros, me, Michael Losier, certified emotion code practitioner, and my friend John. John, good morning.
Good morning, John Inverarity here, Emotion Code Bro, certified emotion code, certified body code. Great to be here again, help some people out with their repetitive rituals.
Yes. And we're here every Saturday at 9 o'clock Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. And today we have a little twist. It's the second twist. Today, John, show it when I say it. Today we are going to teach you how to do, show it, muscle testing.
Ooh,
So John's going to verbally describe muscle testing, and I want to show you how I do muscle testing. There's many different ways, but I want to show you how we do that. While we're doing that, we're going to be looking for you to let us know in the chat online if you have a repetitive ritual that you'd like us to work on. Now, some of you might have hundreds of them. That's usually quite common. But we just want one. What's just one? We want to show you the power. If you've been watching the shows in the past, it only takes a few minutes. But so if you have a number of repetitive rituals, it's more than a quickie session here. But we do want to work on one. Again, the purpose of this show is to demonstrate how the emotion code and these trapped emotions, developed by our friend Dr. Bradley Nelson, is the cause for many problems that you're having, either physical pain problems, or eating problems, or sleeping problems, or nasal problems, or joint problems, or pooping problems, whatever it might be caused by trapped emotions. Yeah, I just said it. It might be
yeah,
caused by
I
trapped
wasn't
emotions.
expecting that.
No, you weren't. And lady problems, and man problems.
Yeah,
Good. So, John, you and I both have a good week this week. We've been helping lots of people, and we do it virtually. That means we do it on Skype or on the computer. I worked with a woman yesterday, 95 years old, and they were worried that they were going to have to travel to come see me. And it's like, you know, it's a big deal for her to get out of the house, and she uses a walker.
no
Well, she
problem.
did until yesterday.
No problem.
She did until yesterday. And now she's using her cane. That was the goal. She said, this walker is making my body worse than ever before. And imagine, you know, so the very first thing that I did with her, I did what we call the back alignment. You know, through muscle testing, cue the muscle testing card. Through muscle testing, I found out that her neck and her spine were 40% out of alignment vibrationally. And I fixed it. And even without telling her that, she was in the background saying, my shoulders just dropped. I thought, okay, that's working.
Yeah,
So the point here is that we are distance healers or we're distance practitioners. We work at a distance, whether you live in the same city, whether you're sitting across from us at a coffee shop, or whether you're in Australia or England or India. It doesn't matter where you're at. We can work with you over Skype or the telephone. We have full active practices, and we're good. And we're here to show you we're good and that we understand the process of the emotion code. So John, let's go out and say good morning to some of our friends, and then we're going to start off today with the muscle testing demo. And before we do that, tell people what we need from them today.
yeah, some volunteers, either you or maybe a child. And yeah, we need you to volunteer in the comments. And we're looking for people with these repetitive rituals. So doing the same thing over and over again, just maybe that's trying to ease the anxiety or just whatever's going on. And we're just going to try and, turn down the dial a little bit on one of these concerns. So let us know in the comments what it is and just need your permission and we'll take it from there.
Okay. The
Yeah,
first shout out is from Sylvie Bellini wanting to know, can we just say anything below the waist problems?
that wouldn't be quite as fun.
We could do that, but we're adults. So
Yeah.
anything below the waist, including the waist. And now that we're still talking to Sylvie, it's gray and chilly here in London. Thank goodness for tea and toast and the EC Bros. Welcome back, Sylvia Bellini.
Hey, Sylvia.
Go ahead, John.
Susan Arthur is here, says hello. And Natasha Paula Samuel says, hello, Michael and John. As usual, looking forward to another great show and glad to be watching live. Hashtag emotion code bros.
Good stuff. Our
Love
friend
it.
Sandra Mitchell from Seattle, Washington's joined us. Misty Anderson in the house, so we can definitely get the show started today.
Yeah, absolutely. Tweet Clevent says, hey, I'm traveling in a car. Let's see if I can keep the signal.
Okay, hashtag keep a signal.
Yeah. Candy Okoye says, hi, a red heart. Hey, Candy.
Oh, we love that. Thanks, Candy.
Yeah.
Now, we have our friend Barbara rowing from cold and damp Beaconsfield. I'm not sure what state that is, or if it is, even if it's a state, maybe it's in the
UK.
UK. Is it the UK? Okay.
Yeah, she's from the
And our
UK.
friend Helena is on that. She's saying good morning from Vancouver Island. I am in Victoria, which is on Vancouver Island. Vancouver's not on Vancouver Island. Hashtag I know it's confusing. Okay.
A little bit, yeah.
But if you live on Vancouver Island or you're looking for a reason to come here, I've got two reasons. One is next Saturday, and Helena and I are doing two emotion code presentations on March 31st. And we're doing live presentations, just similar to what John and I do with the 7 keys, and we're going to bring people to the front of the room and have a come to Jesus moment and heal them and all that kind of fun stuff.
Ooh, hallelujah.
And then on April 7th, I'm doing a Law of Attraction full-day seminar. You can go to lawofattractionvictoria.com and check that out. So, Helena, I'm going to see you next Saturday for 2 presentations.
Awesome. Yeah, Kim Whitner says, hi, guys, from Pennsylvania.
Hey, Kim, good morning.
And Christine Lackbeer Joel says, good morning.
Good. Suzanne from Vancouver, who's in Parksville today, is saying, Suzanne Darnell saying good morning. And Rajesh, Michael, sir, and John, sir. Good morning, Rajesh from India.
Good morning, Rajesh.
Hashtag Michael has a car from Misty. Two
That's
more,
great.
John, and then we're going to get started.
Oh, Susan Arthur says, sharing the bro show. Thanks for sharing, Susan.
Oh, good stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. And Kayla Levitt says, hello.
Good stuff. Elise Shockley saying hello. Good morning, Elise. Nice for you to join us. And where's her name? I just saw her. Kelly Carson. Hey, Kelly. Good morning. Okay, if it's your first time watching the Bro Show, we are going to do 2 things today. We are going to, I'm going to do a little demo on how to muscle test. It's one of our most popular questions by email. How do you do muscle testing? We tend to keep our hands low to do it, only because this is kind of hard on the shoulders after a while.
Yeah, we don't
particularly
do
when you
this.
do it.
Yeah.
So you don't really see that we're doing it, but we're not guessing. When we're trying to find the trapped emotion, we're not guessing, and we're not getting a gut feeling, we're not getting a little whisper. We're actually using muscle testing. So, John, why don't you talk about the whole notion of muscle testing? And then I've got a little page of notes here. I'm going to get people to giving them some of the keys for muscle testing. So go ahead, John. What is it, and why are we using it?
Yeah, muscle testing. It's a form of applied kinesiology, and we're communicating with the subconscious. So we're asking the subconscious via muscle testing yes and no questions to get an answer, to get a yes or no answer. We're asking, is this trapped emotion that's contributing to repetitive rituals in column A, yes or no, or in column B, yes or no? So the subconscious knows everything, all the imbalances. So yeah, we're basically unlocking the power of the subconscious by using muscle testing to find out what these imbalances are, what these hang-ups are, these trapped emotions are that's contributing to that behavior, or the pain, or the block, or the trouble, or anything really. We can ask the subconscious anything as long as yes or no.
Because it
And we use
knows
muscle
everything. It's
testing.
like a computer. If you ask the right question, you can get the answer. So like you said, we're asking the right question, a yes or no answer. And you and I are trained to know how to ask that that yes or no question. So we get a yes or no answer, so
Yeah.
we can find out what it is.
Yeah, and when starting out with muscle testing, people are like, I don't get it. I've been doing this for days or weeks. I don't get it, can't do it, I don't trust myself. And that's completely normal. It took me a month to figure it out, maybe 5 weeks. And it's an art. So keep going, keep practicing. And simple questions like, show me yes, or something like that. What is yes? So get that baseline, or my name is John.
Do I have a blue shirt on? Do I have a red shirt on? Just learn to ask simple questions. So I'm going to demonstrate how we do that. One of the important keys to doing any kind of muscle testing, you've heard us talk about it many times before, is this right here.
Yeah, absolutely. Drink a lot of water. Um, You'd be surprised at how much water I drink.
I know.
Yeah, it's liters and liters and liters every day.
Yeah,
And I actually have to stop drinking water at like 4 or 5 p.m. Otherwise, I'll be up all night.
I know.
So,
I've been
so
putting, um, I even forget what they're called now, electrolytes in my water because
yeah,
I'm
me
drinking
too.
so much water. You recommended that a long time ago.
Yeah.
Drinking lots of water. So, yeah, and so officially, there's no official one way to muscle test. Everybody has their own style. John and I do completely different styles.
Hmm.
Some of you might have seen the two ring styles. If you're used to that, what that does is it actually makes you work both shoulders. So it's a little bit, and having to keep your arms up. So I want to show you the method that I use. It's not the only method, but if you want to learn from me on how to do it, this is how I'm going to do that. So first, number one, put your two, I'm going to get everybody at home to watch me as I do it. So put the thumb and the finger together like that. Pretend there's a little grain of rice. You're just holding it really lightly. That's number one. Number two is the bottom thumb never moves, but this finger acts as a drawbridge. See how it goes up and down? It's not open, like see how I'm moving my thumb and my finger? The thumb stays in one place and the finger opens like a drawbridge. So point number one, use these two fingers. Point number two, keep this flat. Point number three, this is like a drawbridge. Point number four, there's a grain of what? Say it when you know it.
Sand. Salt.
Sand.
The ladybug. What?
Not a ladybug. Not very vegan friendly.
Don't squish the
Rice.
ladybug.
A grain of rice. You're not
Right.
squeezing it and you're not letting it go. You're just holding it there. Now, with your other hand, you can take your index finger, put it in here, slide it across the bottom. The bottom isn't going down. It's staying right there. Slide it and butt up against the crack, right up against those two fingers. The intention is to try to butt up against it to see if you can bust through it. But don't force it. Don't force it. So I want you to write these sentences down. Misty Anderson, write this down for me. Let it go if it's a no. And Elise Shockey, I want you to write this down for me. Lock it in if it's a yes.
It is.
So let it go if it's a no, lock it in if it's a yes. So let's just recap. Two fingers together. The bottom one stays flat. The top one's a drawbridge. There's a piece of rice. Take your finger, slide it to go here. Let it go. Show me a no. Let it go if it's a no. So am I John? Am I Paul? Am I Mary? Am I Cedric? Am I Edith? No, no, no. Am I Michael? Now, it locked in. I'm not, see, it's opening, but it's not enough to slide me through. It's like, it's just resisting that a little bit. Am I John? No. So lock it in if it's a yes, let it go if it's a no. That's muscle testing. So it's like you have an agreement with these fingers to say, I want to ask you some questions, and I'm going to use muscle testing to ask my subconscious mind them, and I'm going to use the slidey finger through the gate here and let me know. So am I Michael? Yes. Am I John? No.
It's a medical term.
Through.
Slidey finger through the gate.
That's right. So the first part is determining what's a yes. Like show me a yes, show me a no. So a yes is locking it in. Show me a no is letting it go. Now after you get it, and you'll know when you get it because you'll get excited. You'll say, "Oh my God, it just worked." Right? And then you need to learn how to do ranges. John, we're always talking about severity. So we'll say things like, from severity 1 to 10, 10 being severe, is it 1? No. 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, it's a 6. So learn how to do a range from 1 to 10, and then go back from 10 to 1. So learn how to do that. And the other one that's helpful is percentages. Is it 10, 20, 30, 40, 50? Oh, it's 70% healed, or it's 70% better, or I've reduced my eating by 70%, whatever it is. So it's good to know that, particularly if you're using it from yourself. Now, You're thinking, where would I use this? If you're not going to practice the emotion code, there's other fun places you could use this. I remember one time when I was changing my eating habits, I went to the grocery store, and I was overwhelmed by the amount of milk choices. Not that I drank milk, but I drank milk, in cereal or in coffee. So I'm standing in front of the milk counter and I'm doing this. Should I have cow's milk? Let it go if it's a no. No, not cow's milk. Should I have goat's milk? No. How about almond milk? Oh, I can have almond milk. Okay, good. So that's a yes. What about coconut milk? Oh, I can have coconut milk. Okay, there's two right there. So now soy milk? No. So some ways I kind of knew not to have soy milk and then not to have for me. But then I got down to the two choices, coconut milk and almond milk. And I
Yep.
said, which one is better? What's better? Uh, um, Coconut? No, almond. Oh, it's almond. Then you could even go by the brand. Which brand should I have?
Yep.
So, listen, if I'm going to do muscle testing at a public restaurant, I'm not scared to do it in front of the grocery store either.
Go through the
That's
menu. Yeah.
Yeah, one time I'm buying shrimp, frozen shrimp, and I'm in front of the showcase finding out which ones. Should have this brand, this one right here, because some of them aren't good, right? They're farmed differently. So, good. One more time, I'm going to run through the muscle testing. I want you to do this at home with me as well. Hold your two fingers up. Keep the bottom thumb straight. Don't move it. And the top one acts as a drawbridge. Pretend you got a grain of rice in your hands. Put your finger through and attempt to go through, asking, show me a yes. See how it opens up a crack, but it doesn't let me through. Just butt up against it. And now show me a no. And as soon as you do that, your muscles become weak. So yes, if it's lock it in if it's a yes, let it go if it's a no. And then learn how to do a range. Okay, John, let's take a peek and see who has a comment about that. Who tried it while we were doing it? Who's good at it? There's lots of different ways to muscle test. Some take longer, and some are fast. If you want to be fast, then the method I show you would help.
Yeah, mine, I loop this one. So my left hand, thumb and pinky, and then I take fingers here. So it looks really weird. And I just put these fingers in the loop and just pull apart the pinky and the thumb on the left hand.
Okay.
Yeah, Mike McKay says tried it and it worked.
Oh, great. Okay, there. And just practice it more. Start asking questions. Am I Mike Smith? No. Am I Mike McKay? And start to trust that.
Yeah.
Kayla Levitt saying hello. We've got a heart from Candy, and then Andre from Saskatoon. Love the show. Who else? Who else do you see out there,
Barbara
John?
Rowing says, I'll have to practice that one. And Susan Arthur says, can't get it yet. Practice makes perfect.
That's right. Practice makes perfect. Keep practicing.
Yeah.
And the number one reason why people fail doing muscle testing is right here. Not enough water. So even if you think you drank enough water, no, you didn't. Go back and drink some more. Now, Candy's saying, how do I share this?
I think she did.
Did she? Okay, good.
She shared it. Yeah, she shared it on the
Okay,
Healing
thanks for sharing,
House.
Candy.
Thanks for sharing, Candy.
Okay. Angela Sue, good morning, afternoon from Kathleen, Georgia. Nika Rib is with us from the UK.
Yeah, Jim Hayward works for me.
Okay, Jim Hayward got in. I saw earlier he was looking for the room.
Yeah, Sandra Mitchell says it does work, Sandra. Hey, she's from
Okay, Angela
Seattle.
Sue Klingenberg, her 9-year-old Gianna, Giana, is Gianna, would love to volunteer for the ritual session. I'm going to read more about that, John, if you want to say hello to some other people.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Christy Footpatrick says, yes, have to keep practicing. Absolutely. Like I couldn't get anything for a month. It can get frustrating, but just keep going, keep asking different questions. Try it while walking down on the sidewalk just to try and distract yourself from muscle testing. And yeah, actually like focusing on your fingers and the muscle testing is probably the last thing you want to do. You just kind of want to, just let it happen naturally.
Yeah, and be patient with yourself,
Yeah.
If you get frustrated, just put it down, drink some water, and do easy stuff first. So, John, while you're checking with other people, I'm going to do an emotion code session with Gianna. Her mother is Angela, so I have
Yep.
the mother's permission. So also, in any emotion code session, if you have a child that lives at home or children that live at home, we can work on them with your permission. So Gianna's 9. She runs in big circles outside. just out on her lawn, runs in big circles. It sounds like good exercise, but it also sounds like it's a repetitive ritual that may not be serving them, or they're calling it that. So
Yeah.
um, the first thing I want to do is I want to make sure that I'm hydrated enough, and I'm muscle testing right now. Am I hydrated enough? Yes. Do I need more water? No. So I have a magnet in my hand. I'm going to scan the chart. But the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get connected, because we're all connected through that little invisible thread. I'm
Yeah.
going to get connected to Gianna 9 because I have her mom's permission. And I think Gianna wants me to help too. So I'm just sitting here waiting to connect it. There, I'm Gianna. Now I'm going to find out, am I 8? No. Am I 10? No. Am I 9? Yes. So now I'm officially proxy for Gianna 9. I'm asking my subconscious mind about this habit or ritual of running around in big circles in the yard. Is this true? What is the severity of this ritual? Is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8? My subconscious mind says it's an 8. Is it a 9 or a 10? It's not. 10, 9, 8. It's an 8. So now with the chart and muscle testing, what is the trapped emotions that are causing this ritual? Oh, that's interesting, John. There is no trapped emotions. But you know which ones they are? They're prenatal trapped emotions. So I'm going to find out how many. There's 30. There's 30 prenatal trapped emotions. Can you talk about that while I work on that? So I just want to confirm I have 30 prenatal trapped emotions that are contributing to the severity of running in the yard in big circles. Can I release all of these prenatal? I can.
So prenatal trapped emotion is an emotion from when you're in the womb. So usually it's like the second or third trimester. So it's either something mom's going through or dad, or I found them absorbed from a jealous sibling. And so yeah, you're literally inside the womb. You're like a sponge, just take on everything and anything you can from your environment, which is your mom and her environment. So it's actually pretty common to find prenatal trapped emotions, and they can be extremely powerful when cleared as well. Yeah, and it is in the training I think it's in the training for the emotion code, if not in
It
Dr.
usually
Ed Brad
comes up
talks
in the
about it.
emotion code,
Yeah,
but 30 is significant.
it
No
is a
judgment,
lot.
but 30 is a lot, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
And then I let people know what I'm doing here with this magnet.
Yeah. Yeah, I find when I'm working with some people when they're prenatal, it could be like troubled times when when mom's pregnant, and maybe there's some conflict, or even like a breakup or moving, or a job change, something like that. Baby just takes all that on. So it's no surprise that there's 30 here. Yeah.
Okay, there's no more. Did I release all 30 prenatal trapped emotions? Is there more? Is there any trapped? Is there any hidden? No. I have
We
another
got
chart that's not an emotion code chart,
secret
but
chart.
what's that?
Secret chart.
It's a secret chart. Yeah, it's an advanced chart.
Hey, I have an update from Dia from last week. We worked on the creative insecurity. So I'll just go ahead and read that.
I'm going to tell you the other thing I found before you do that. I found prenatal trauma of jealousy.
Yeah. So older sibling, that's common.
Yeah.
Baby's on the way. Not the sibling's not the spotlight anymore. Okay, so for Dia,
Yeah.
she says, "Hi everyone. I have another group call on Saturdays, but just wanted to pop into the Motion Code Bros group to give an update on my progress from last week's session to clear my creative insecurity. Well, I finally updated my resume, which I had been putting on my goal list since 2016. I got hired for my first work home job. I got
Yay.
transferred to a new site with my current employer, which came with a pay rate increase, and I finally followed through with some ideas and I had about redecorating my home and making some skirts for my old t-shirts. What a long list. I know, but that's only the beginning. I feel like someone just removed the blinders from my eyes. Thanks, Emotion Code Bros.
Good stuff. So I
Amazing.
have good stuff. Congratulations, Dia.
That's awesome,
I have an
Dia.
update for Gina. So before today's session, what was the severity of the habit and ritual of running around big circles? Was it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now, is it 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0? Okay, subconscious mind says it's 0. And Angela, if you can join us next week or before next week and drop us a note or let us know any changes that you see in Gina's behavior about doing these big circles.
Yeah.
And again, 30 prenatal trapped emotions. Because I think you said you had worked on her before, but maybe you or the other practitioner didn't notice or pick up the prenatal ones and they were left over, and perhaps that's why we were seeing that. So
she said that, so there's an update here. She says she was a stressful pregnancy, gestational diabetes, TDY, hubby. And she also says, so funny, her older brother has had trapped emotions come up in testing having to do with her. So absolutely. So siblings can absorb trapped emotions from one another. Yeah.
yeah. A few weeks ago, I'm working with a friend in Peru, and I'm doing his heart wall. You know, the heart wall is trapped emotions around the heart, and he was having problems with maintaining relationships with his girlfriends, and he'd get so far and he'd feel insecure and jealous and all that stuff. So I'm working with him, and he was Spanish and I'm English, so we communicate, but kind of brokenly, like really common words. And I didn't expect him to understand the word heart wall and prenatal heart wall, and so I had to stop the session because I was getting all these prenatal heart walls in the session. So I said, you know what? I get something new that had never happened before, but I'm saying that your heart got affected when you were in your mother's womb. That never happened. He said, oh, I didn't tell you. He said, I had a twin sister that died in the womb. So I was, there was two of us, and she died. So I imagine that's where he was getting abandonment and loneliness and insecurity. But I almost, probably for the first time only, didn't test my muscles. And I kept saying, is this true? The broken heart in the womb? Wow, what was going on? Is it in a prenatal, when you were in mother's womb, you had your heart broken? Poor little thing. And then I found out what it was. And I'm seeing Barbara Rowing is saying the same thing. She said, I had tons of those, probably meaning prenatal, and her twin brother died. So that would explain prenatal pain or heartache.
Absolutely, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Suzanne Darnell signing off. That's okay, Suzanne. You can join us. Steve Carter, he's sharing this to the Abraham Fun Group. Okay, it sounds like fun.
Sounds fun. Update from Susan Arthur, worked on her son a few weeks ago on panic and anxiety. She says, John healed my son a few weeks ago with the anxiety. Or the anxiety went instantly. Has slept well on Sundays since.
Wow. Yeah. That was specific. Remember, it was Sunday nights that he would have sleeping anxiety. Yeah. And, and the nice thing about the emotion code, we don't got to figure it out, what happened and all that other stuff. The subconscious mind said, you know why? It's happening because of some of these. And through muscle testing, Kelly Mae Glover saying good morning.
Yeah.
Shelley Fergan, good morning from snowy Snohomish, Washington. Yeah, Shelley, I know how to say Snohomish. Okay. I hope I said it right now that I'm bragging about that.
Hope so too. Yeah. Renee Harrison says the sway test is the strongest test for me, but the second way is the same way Michael demonstrated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The sway test is good if you got lots of time in your hands. Right? Because it does take a long time to check the sway. Like, so if you're good at sway tests, I bet you could be good at everything. Mm-hmm, so absolutely. Maybe you can remove the trapped emotions that have you believe that you might not be good at other things, which you probably are. But the sway test is definitely slower than the other. Even pendulum is good, but it's a little bit slower. I am going to read Suzanne Darnell. Now, Suzanne Darnell, a friend of mine from Vancouver, I worked with her daughter on Monday. When she knew we were doing rituals, she said, oh, my daughter has multiple rituals. And so I said, you know what? Let's do it right now instead of waiting until today. So here's what she said. Michael worked with my daughter, Sasha, who was diagnosed with OCD when she was about 8. Hundreds of rituals over the year with about 50 active at any one time. There's a ritual associated with everything. Michael worked with her, and while the rituals are not gone, there has been some shift for sure. One thing I noticed that she's forgetting to turn in lights sometimes during the day, which is awesome. I'm sure over time more changes will come. So I guess she had the habit of switching lights or something. She doesn't do that anymore. So that's good.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Wonderful. Hey, we have an update from Antonio Fournier as
Hey,
well.
let's do it.
Yeah, I worked on him for public speaking a while back there. So he says, "Hey, John, I submitted my talk I did in February to my coach from John Maxwell. He thought it was really powerful. Thank you." Great, Antonio.
Oh, good
Thanks
stuff.
for the update.
Yeah, we've done lots of stuff from the Bros Show. We've just added the official YouTube playlist to the Bros page. So you can go to hangoutwithmichael.com/bros. You'll see today's show, the most current show, posted there. And then you'll see the link to the YouTube channel so you can have a Bros marathon and fill your boots, all that you want to do. John, what's happening next week, please? It's kind of a fun episode, and I think we can work with a number of people next week. So, because it's a real quickie, maybe 4 or 5 people next week, depending on who steps up to the plate. Go ahead.
Yeah, next week episode is number 43, and we are working on Easter candy cravings and addictions. So if you bought, like 3 or 4 big bags of those little eggs or the whole big 5-pound bunny, and you're started nibbling on the ear already,
Or how about
and
those
you want to give that
peeps?
up?
How about those marshmallow peeps?
Oh,
30 of those hit the spot.
don't they?
Yeah. Mine used to be little marshmallow Easter bunnies, the little 79-cent ones. So I don't have those anymore.
How about those
What?
cream eggs? Do you eat those?
Uh, I used to in the
Yeah,
past. I don't eat that stuff anymore, but
yeah.
yeah, I would have 2 or 3 or 4. 5, 6 of those hit the spot.
The cream egg episode.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot, you know why? There's a lot of emotions attached to those food, right? It was a special occasion. It was something you shared with your family. You got it from your mom or your dad or your family, and you hunted for them, and you played Easter Bunny around the house. So it wasn't just like going to get a bag of chips. There was there was emotions attached to
That
that.
was a lot of
So
fun.
yeah, and
Absolutely.
yeah, yeah. I'm not going the fun way, John. I'm talking about the problem. Okay.
Well,
I'm not stressing the fun of that. I'm saying because it was fun and it was family related, there's a lot of emotions attached to that. So when you see them, it's like it brings you back to that time.
yeah.
Yeah. Sarah Vanna is saying hello. And yeah, so John, definitely next week's episode. And then we have April 7th off because I am going to be busy doing a live Law of Attraction seminar here in Victoria. You can go to lawofattractionvictoria.com. So John, I know that you put together a business package. Can you tell people, entrepreneurs, small business owners, work at home people, what they can expect? What are some of the things that you would do in that session?
Yeah, so we're changing over the mindset from, it's hard to grow your business, that scarcity, that lack, clearing all that out, clearing out blocks to opportunities to attract new clients, opportunities to attract referrals, money ceiling, raising up
Yeah.
the money ceiling.
Yeah, that money sink, because people work hard. They keep, they do what they do, they work hard, and they get just so far into the money, they make so much money, and then something happens when they go back, and they just can't get beyond that. Well, your subconscious mind, through decisions you made through another event with these trapped emotions, has put that money ceiling in place. So
Everyone has one.
yeah, so
Yeah.
both John and I have a business package, and been very successful helping business people, get those blocks. And even I'm working with one woman. She was scared to return phone calls, or people were calling her. She was scared to follow up with people that said they were interested.
Yeah.
So that can't be good for your business.
Yeah.
Or she'd get nervous when she'd see somebody call on the phone. And so a lot of those, we call them triggers. What are your triggers? Do you get nervous when you have to meet your accountant? Do you
Yeah,
get
I work on
nervous
that too.
when you
Yeah.
have to return a phone call or do
Yeah.
a follow-up or networking?
Oof.
All those kind
Yeah.
of skills as well.
Yeah. There's a lot, cover a lot in my business package program.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, good stuff.
We have another
Well,
update.
John, after today's show, John and I will both be looking out in the room. If you have any questions, let us know. And yeah, let me know what you thought about the muscle testing today. We're going to be referring to this episode for people because we get that email a lot. How do I muscle test? How do I muscle test? Well, hopefully you were able to see and hear and understand. Again, today was just very basic level. Here's how you do it. It takes multiple practice and lots of water. And when you get good at it, then you can move forward with using it for other reasons. But the first step is master the muscle testing.
Yeah. Do we have an update from Elise? Did you want to read it or?
If you have it in front of it, it's easier for you to see it. Go ahead.
Yes, you worked on her last week for the creative blocks and brain fog. So update from my session last week with Michael clearing creative insecurity. I was blocked coming up with my logo for a new part of my business that afternoon. That afternoon, I got the vision of the logo, and it's now in the hands of my designer. Wow, so it just came to her, right? All right, the most important thing to share is that Michael kept his word on working with me when he said he would, while I was on a hangout with him a few days before last Saturday. Your integrity is awesome.
Good stuff. Well, that's what it took, the creativity, and get rid of that creativity block. And I think she had it for 3 or 4 years. I don't know if you just read that, but I remember that she was kind of putting it off for 3 or 4 years. And that was probably putting her off from moving forward and now that's done. It's like, good. And now you can move on to the next step. So congratulations, Elise.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, we'll see everybody next week, and bring your Easter candy with you. Don't eat it, though. Just bring it. See if you can not eat it, but just bring it at least to the show. And we'll see how many people that we can work on at once. We're going to have a great time. Okay, everybody, let's say goodbye. See you, John. See you, everybody.
Thanks, everyone. See you next week.